My name is Ian Zepp, and I will be giving a demonstration of the Agile Process Management tool. This tool is available for download and installation from the salesforce.com website. In this demo, I will be covering Workstreams primarily, as well as how Workstreams integrate with users and roles. I'll also be covering a little bit of case management. More complete case management and sprints, stories, tasks, time management will all be covered in other demos. So let's get started with Workstreams. The first thing to do is to create a new workstream. Now, workstream is a logical grouping of people within your organization, all working towards a common goal. So you might have a support workstream, you might have a user interface, graphics department workstream. In this case, I'm going to be creating a development group workstream. Each workstream has a couple of major options that are available. The most important of those is daily capability. Daily capability represents the ideal number of hours each day that a user assigned to this workstream has available to actually get stuff done. Things like normal meeting time, downtime, lunches, and so forth, they're not factored into this number. And you'll see how this daily capability is actually used by a workstream when we get into assigning specific users to a workstream. So let's go ahead and save. This brings us to the detail page. As you can see, there is a status summary here, which may or may not be important for you, but it does highlight a couple of the things that have been completed and have not been completed on any given workstream. You can also see on this page how different parts of the Agile method are organized within this Salesforce tool. What we have is we have sprints, we have stories, we have users, we have cases. Underneath users also is a role, and roles are fully defined by the administrator for your particular organization. They're not built in to the tool by default. So the first thing that you would probably want to do for a workstream is to go ahead and assign roles. Now, there are two types of roles that you can assign. There are global roles and there are workstream specific roles. A global role is essentially going to be available to all workstreams across your organization. If you do have a user interface group and you have a support group and you have a development group, any role that's defined as global will show up to all of those. If you have roles that are specific only to that particular workstream, you leave unchecked the global option, and then the workstream role will only show up for that particular set of users. So in this case, I'll do one of each. Team member is fairly generic, and it would probably qualify as a global role. Then something like a development lead is specific to a development group. You don't really have a development lead for a global support workstream, for example. So what we'll do is we'll leave this unchecked. That gives us two roles. Now, we'll go back to the workstream, and with the roles defined, we'll go ahead and bring in users. Users are exactly the same as you would expect they are within Salesforce. They are licensed users of the Salesforce environment, and they can be partners, they can be internal users, they can be anything that the licensing model within Salesforce allows. In this case, I'm going to bring in two users. I'm going to bring in myself, and I'm going to give myself a role of development lead. Now, I may go ahead and be involved with several different work streams. So I can't really devote my full time to this particular one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my availability to 1/4 time. I'm going to save those options, and then I'm going to bring in a second user. This is a test user who we'll use for demonstration purposes. They're going to be a full-blown team member, and they are full-time. We are expecting that they will come into work and work their entire daily capability on this one workstream. So, with those changes in place, we'll go back to the workstream detail page. Now, something to realize about how the Agile Process Management tool uses workstream users. All sprints that are underneath of a specific work stream are assigned every user that's on the work stream. These are what's called managed users. If you add a user at the workstream level, it propagates down automatically, it's managed automatically, and it is inserted into every single sprint that you have on that workstream. If you take a user away at the workstream level, that removal also applies to every sprint. Now you can, on an individual basis, bring people in to a sprint level. Those are unmanaged users. Changes to those on that particular sprint don't propagate anywhere else. They are restricted to that one specific sprint. So that kind of gives you a quick overview as to how roles and workstream users are set up at a basic level on the workstream. Now, one other thing that we're going to do for this demo is bring in a case. Now, the normal process flow of case management might be to use a web-to-case functionality, or it might be for support personnel to create cases as they're talking with external users on the phone, or maybe by email, or they came in through a web form someplace that wasn't necessarily web-to-case. In any event, the cases are not normally created by the product owner. They're normally created by support personnel, and then they're brought into the workstream and assigned to sprints and stories. So as a quick demonstration, I'm just going to go ahead and create a simple case. Let's say somebody called me and they said they had a problem. I would go ahead and log it as a case. Then from within the workstream view, we can manage the list of cases that are associated with this particular workstream and add them or remove them as needed. Changes to the status field are propagated back to the case. So if you mark a case as closed here at the workstream level, that change will be applied to the case and it will show up on the case object itself. Resolution status is generally used internally to the workstream only. It's not a field on the case object itself. And then we have a sprint that it's assigned to. Now, from the workstream view, we only assign cases to sprints, and then it's the responsibility of the product owner or the scrum master or perhaps the team members to pull in those cases within the sprint to a specific story. Now, that's one of the things that we'll discuss in the more complete case management demo. So, in this case, just to show you, I will go ahead and mark this case as closed and completed, and we can turn here to the workstream. Now what you'll see is we have a list that shows the different cases that are assigned. At sprint level, the cases are also shown as completed, as well as on the case itself. And you'll notice that this case has been marked as closed. So that gives you a quick overview of how workstreams are managed. We've covered creating roles, we've covered creating users and assigning roles to users, as well as availability. In the sprint demo, I'll go over in a little bit more detail what availability really means as far as time and task management. Also, in the sprint demo, I'll show you how to create stories within the general backlog and then bring those stories into a specific sprint. So that concludes our demo of the basic workstream functionality. Again, this is Ian Zepp demoing Agile Process Management, a tool available for download and installation from the Salesforce.com App Exchange. Thank you for watching.